Diana, you're in Brooklyn chasing a story. Man, what if your neighbor is a hoarder? What do you got?
I know. Imagine living next door to this, a house overflowing with junk.
Yeah, he's a hoarder. He's a hoarder.
Neighbors here on Avenue L in Brooklyn say the house is filled with so much garbage that the owner can't even fit in there. Instead, John Dipietro lives on the street.
He got so much stuff in there he can't even live in there himself. He live outside in the trailer. And then he still got a whole bunch of stuff out there.
He's accused of harboring raccoons and rats. One neighbor estimating it's been this way for over 20 years and says the city has yet to take action, except for issuing a few violations here and there and never following up. Many don't want to go on camera fearing retaliation, but they show me the extent of the problem. Cars and trailers with Pennsylvania license plates parked all around town, also filled with garbage.
You look at the inside of the vehicle, it's loaded. You can't even be driven.
I reached out to the Department of Sanitation for some answers. I'm told that in hoarding situations, generally, the Department of Health, Adult Protective Services, or the FDNY step in, but locals say that's yet to happen. So I also knocked on these trailers, I knocked on the house, no one answered, so I'm still waiting for some answers here.
Many people will tell you that hoarding is a mental illness. So it sounds like this man needs help.
Also, a lot of neighbors, one thing they did agree on is saying that he has connections with the government. I mean, they say his uncle's a judge or relative, and so that's why they think that nothing's happening here.
Ashley?
Well, Bill, you bring up a good point about it being a mental illness, and that's where things get tricky because a lot of times people say they can't step in until the person poses a threat to others, and that can be very vague.
What blows my mind is that this guy is in absolute denial. His house is full. He has a garage that's also full. He's in a trailer, and he still doesn't have enough room for a bathroom. He's like going in the street. I mean, at what point does the city go, you know, you really need to deal with this? They've given him $18,000 in fines.
The neighbors who really live along this block here, Avenue L, are the most annoyed by this, and they're planning a lawsuit now against the city because they say this has been going on for over 20 years and you really haven't done anything. And one neighbor showed me all the letters he's gotten from the city. And like the sanitation department is saying, for example, oh, well, we don't really see evidence of this flowing onto the street. We really don't see evidence of the debris. I mean, hello, you just have to come here and see for yourself what's going on. So I'll keep you updated on what the lawsuit, what it turns out to be.
Alex, what do you think the city can do?
If it poses a health hazard, the city can definitely step in. I think that they need to see some complaints first, maybe from his neighbors, maybe from people passing by. Then they can take action. They can investigate anything as long as there's a complaint in the system.
You know what, that's exactly it. If the neighbors aren't happy about this is not new, move out of the neighborhood. Why are you still living next to this guy?
If the neighbors aren't happy with this, they can go to the authorities, and the authorities can deal with it as per the laws of the city of New York.
If you don't
like
it, get out.
They ought to be digging in and solving the problem. This guy's the problem.